How to form an LLC in Maine. When starting a new company, choosing a business entity is one of the most important decisions that you make. For most businesses with more than one founding member, forming an LLC is often the best option. Before we begin, let's quickly define what an LLC is. An LLC stands for Limited Liability Company and is an uncomplicated business structure that gives business owners legal protection by separating personal assets from business debts. Creating an LLC can get complicated depending on where you're based, as the process differs from state to state. To avoid any missteps, follow along as we show you how to form an LLC in Maine. The first step in forming an LLC is to select a name. Maine has two naming guidelines. 1. Your LLC's name must contain one of the following phrases or abbreviations: Limited Liability Company, Limited Company, LLC, LLC, LC, or LC. 2. Your LLC's name must be distinguishable from the names of existing businesses on file with the Maine Secretary of State. After selecting a name for your LLC, you can reserve it with the Maine Secretary of State. To do this, first, search for your chosen business name in Maine by performing a corporate name search. 2. Then file an application for reservation of name with the Secretary of State by postal mail to reserve a name for up to 120 days. Note that reserving a name has a fee. Check the description below for more details. Step 2. Designate a registered agent. Like most U.S. states, forming an LLC in Maine requires appointing a registered agent service. A registered agent is an individual or a company that acts as your official point of contact in the state to receive legal documents, service of process, and other official communications from the state. It is their job to forward these documents and communications to your LLC in a timely manner. A registered agent also helps save time mailing documents and keeps your address and other personal information private. A registered agent must meet the following requirements. 1. Must be a state resident with a street address in Maine. 2. Have a business office in Maine if located out of state. Check out the description below for recommended registered agent services that can guide you through this entire process. Step 3. File a certificate of formation. An LLC is officially formed in Maine by filing a certificate of formation with the Secretary of State. The certificate of formation must provide the following details: LLC name, date the certificate should become effective, upon filing or a later date, registered agent's name and address, a statement declaring whether the LLC is a low-profit or professional LLC, the signature of an authorized individual. The certificate has to be filed through the mail and cannot be filed online. Note that there is a fee. Check the description below for more details. Next is to create an operating agreement. An operating agreement does the following: describes your business structure, establishes the individual responsibilities and obligations of your LLC members, details how the LLC will be run. Although Maine doesn't require one, an operating agreement clarifies the specific duties of its members, which may help your LLC avoid significant legal and operational difficulties. Step 5. Get an EIN. Before your company is ready to start doing business, you must obtain an IRS Employer Identification Number, EIN, by applying on the IRS website. The 9-digit EIN is like a social security number for a business and is necessary for things like paying income tax, filing tax returns, opening a business bank account. You can apply for an EIN on the IRS website. Finally, make sure to complete all additional legal requirements. File annual reports. All LLCs in Maine must file an annual report with the Secretary of State. Reports are due each year by June 1. You can file online or by mail. Pay taxes. LLCs that collect sales tax on retail goods and LLCs with employees must register with Maine Revenue Services to fulfill state tax obligations. Acquire business licenses. A Maine LLC may be required to obtain one or more state or locally issued business licenses, depending on the nature of its business and its location. Check Maine.gov's business licensing page for information on state license requirements, and visit the Maine.gov local government portal to learn about local business license requirements. So, to sum it up, how to form an LLC in Maine. 1. Select a name. 2. Designate a registered agent. 3. File a certificate of formation. 4. Create an operating agreement. 5. Obtain an employer identification number. 6. Fulfill your legal obligations, particularly relating to filing annual reports, registering with the Revenue Services, and applying for any extra licenses you may need. By following these steps, you can form an LLC in Maine. All the websites mentioned earlier are located in the description below, and a link to a guide. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos answering your questions to all things LLC.